Are we good to go? Eh? Okay. Can you even hear me? Okay. Yeah, great. Okay. Can I go now? Okay. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening from here, though. I don't know where you are. If you're in Nigeria, you're in West Africa. Good evening to you. And wherever you are, greetings based on your time zone. And welcome to AWS User Group Studies Series 4. And you can also attest with me that it's been worthwhile. The first one, the second one, and the fourth and the third one, and today the fourth one. And I'm so excited to. I have a whole lot to learn from today's session myself. So, and I believe that you also have a lot that you want to go home with. And that being said, my name is Angela Chidiogo Aniekwe. I am going to be the moderator for today's study series, and I am so happy to be here. And today we are going to be building simple AI agents using Amazon Bedrock, and that's a lot. And a bit of context. Let's imagine a scenario where you employed an employee who does not even sleep, an employee who knows how to fly, an employee who can speak all languages, an employee who can build, can scale, can monitor, bring down, and do everything that you want that employee to do. So way back some 5 years, 10 years ago, it used to be like a dream, a future. And now it is going to be happening in the next 3 minutes. We are going to learn how to build this, this AI agent who is like this employee that I just spoke about. And it's going to be very awesome. And it's not just like, personally, I'm an AI consumer. I use AI a lot. Please don't hear me. I use AI a lot, and it helps me in my job, helps me in my day-to-day activities. As a consumer, I love to see, more innovations with AI. And this evening too, we are not just going to build, yeah, ChatGPT is extensive, but we are building something like ChatGPT, but a bit beyond ChatGPT because, like the name implies, an AI agent is like a tool, an AI tool that is context aware, that can complete tasks, that can make decisions, and do things with or without supervision. Happiness, I can see you are joining from Lagos State. Thank you very much, and welcome everyone that is joining us from wherever you are joining us from. And Busayo Lushegu, welcome. I was going to say, please find a seat and make yourself comfortable, but I know that you're already seated wherever you are. So welcome. Just grab your popcorn, grab your water, bring your computer, bring your writing materials, your pen. If you need to write, your jotter. There is a lot that Abdullateef is going to be showing us tonight, this evening. So I am so excited. Obasoro Olakunle from Lagos, welcome. Thank you very much for joining in. It's going to Tonight's session is going to worth your while. Trust me, you're going to love it. So before I introduce the speaker, Folarin Wilson, welcome too. So we are lucky, Aurel, you are welcome. I can see you, Aurel. Welcome. Thank you for joining in. So before I introduce the speaker, I want us to make good use of the chat box. So you have any questions, just put it in the comments. I'm going to eventually come for you so we can be able to answer your questions. And when the speaker is speaking, teaching, and you're learning something, I want us to cheer the speaker up, drop comments. You can put his nuggets back to him in the comment section so that he will know that he's actually saying something that is entering. Okay, so that being said, in the next 1 minute, the speaker is going to come on stage, and we are lucky to have a speaker, someone who is not just in the AI space, but someone who is deep in the AI space. We have Mr. Abdullateef. Mr. Abdullateef is one of the 2025 AWS community builders. Wow. He's a solutions architect at Autorite Integrated. He has a very strong background in cloud computing, AI, and robotics. Yeah, so he specializes in using AWS services to develop scalable and intelligent solutions. So we're actually very lucky, and he contributes to AWS ecosystem through technical content creation, community engagement, mentoring, and aspiring cloud professionals. He's passionate about generative AI and cloud architecture. He actively explores how AWS AI machine learning services can drive innovation. So, ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not heavy, can we in the comment section cheer Mr. Abdullateef on as he comes up on stage? Mr. Abdullateef, thank you. We are not worthy to have you this evening. Thank you very much, and over to you. Thank you.
Um, Thank you so much. So great to be here. Can you confirm if you can hear me loud and
Yes,
clear?
yes, loud and clear. I can hear you.
So I want to say my greetings to everyone. Yeah, and it's actually a very uh, great moment for me when I have the chance to share for my little knowledge for the benefits of the community. And just yesterday, when I was speaking with the moderator, we are kind of doing an inverse task. Yesterday, there was a Twitter space that's my authorized integrated old while I was the moderator. Aniekwe was one of the speakers. Now today is a change of button. Yeah, it's one of the interesting things that I found out this morning. All right, not to waste much of our time, this session is going to be a very straightforward session. As you can see from the topic, we are going to try to look at how to build a simple AI agent with AWS Bedrock. And just give me a few seconds to share my screen before I go ahead with discussing with you. Okay. Please, can you confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes, Mr. Abdulatif, your screen is visible.
Then can you confirm if the
Yes,
slide
it
is
is
moving?
too. It's moving.
Oh, then we are good to go. We are too good to go. So, good evening, good morning, good night from anywhere you are joining from the world. I am Abdullateef Ogundipe, and I'm here to take you through building a simple AI agent using Amazon Bedrock. Actually, I joined yesterday's session, and I wish I could have told the organizer that let's just replay yesterday's session because the speaker for yesterday really did a great job. They built an advanced stuff relating to this where I will just be using a bit of what they did to explain my own topic for today. So for those of you that have attended yesterday's session, this will be a very interesting session for you because this even has less complexity compared to what we saw yesterday. But please just stay around, pay attention to benefit from this, and let me know at any point if you have any clarification. All right, so As usual, like I will try to do, it's very important to create a context of why we are doing this and try to put a scenario. So there could be a lot of context to put in terms of manual to physical AI handling in terms of improving a particular process. So I put a scenario here of a confused customer and a chatbot with failed responses. We have a customer who is trying to ask a support bot a basic question. And when we are talking about a support bot, it's just something that has an LLM built behind it. That's the large language model which we are all having. And based on some limited knowledge or not being able to understand, the chatbot is not able to give the necessary responses. Like you've seen in the picture that I adapted, they are asking some basic questions from the chatbot and it's giving. So, and similarly, but now with the explosion of AI, which actually led to the LLM, but things are advanced whereby we now have smarter chatbots and assistants which AI is being integrated into. Sometimes it seems complicated, but with this, a lot of process is being sorted. Like the human factor is very low. The AI has the autonomous way to carry out some task, to check knowledge base. For people that are involved in maybe LLM, you will be familiar with the RAG, the retrieval augmented generation, which is used to help improve LLM output. But this AI agent is far more than that. It's about having a complete autonomous, building something autonomous that can help facilitate process, which will take quite a number of time. So now that we've been able to build this foundation, I would like to let you know that during our interaction, during this our brief interaction, I will try to let you understand what Amazon Bedrock is and why, what is different about it. See the major components of an AI powered assistant like a AI power agent. Learn how to build a simple AI agent using AWS services, and we will discuss about some real world use cases and get resources to go deeper. All right, so let's begin. I'm sure that we all know about AI, and just to put a bit of background, for someone that's wants to build maybe a kind of application or a kind of a solution from LLM, there are a lot of process that needs to be done. Majorly, you have foundational models available for you. When we talk about the foundational models, you talk about the Llama model, the Anthropic, the Meta model, and everyone. But when you want to utilize it for a particular process, there are different ways that you need to do, because there are some points you need to do a bit of having your support vectors to build some database for it to ensure that your model is responding well. But something about Amazon is, according to a recent AWS summit that I attended, and the Fitbit technology said, you just need to think of what you want to do and we'll provide you the service. One of the service that they've provided for us not to bother about the underlying infrastructure or trying to train a particular model to fit, is the Amazon Bedrock. Amazon Bedrock is a serverless service that allows you to build and scale generative AI apps using foundational models. For anyone into the generative AI space, you will agree with me that if you want to talk about the resources needed to fine tune an AI model to suit your choice, you will know you will have to have some big budgets for your cost. But with AWS Bedrock, Amazon Bedrock, you have these models available and simple tools for you to interface it, whereby it's just more of drag and drop, even though there are still other ways whereby you can use your cloud formation. But with the console, it's just more of like a drag and drop solution to be able to build whatever you need to achieve. So this is one of the major advantage of Amazon, whereby you get the opportunity to build whatever you want at the goal in the least minimum, like least time to go wide with whatever solution you want to build. So like I've showed you, in the diagram, a little bit of context, you have a user question. We have something called prompt that you give a foundational model and it generates an answer. That's this like the process of ChatGPT. You open ChatGPT, or if it is DeepSeek, you put your prompt, and the model underneath it gets the prompt, understand it, give you an output response, and you get it. Great. So let's be laying the foundation one after the other. Now, let's talk about AI agents. Well, the topic, we are familiar with generative AI. We not only text, you can generate big image, you can generate different things depending on what um what facilities available with whatever you are using. But when we talk about the AI agents are more like um, a set of support system to reduce manual support, in the context that number one, they understand the natural language and they respond contextually. When I say contextually, is that you are asking for a process that let's assume the use case that I will be dealing with is a situation whereby you bought something from a store, and due to the state of the what you bought, you need to return it. So let's look at the process that you need to do. Let's even look at the physical way, which I will still show. Let me see. I think that's my okay. Let me show it here. Good. I will go back to the former slide. So this is the process that I want us to visualize throughout the, this session that we'll be having. You went, you walk to the store, you have to explain to the person that, oh, see what I bought with this order, it has issue. The person checks your receipt, then if it's a standard company, there's a way that they fill the form. You wait while it's the process is, maybe he has to send it to someone to confirm, and sometimes you are being redirected. But now when you look at the situation with AI agents, in the case, you just need to go to maybe a platform that they've provided. I want to return this order because of this. The AI understand your request. Based on how the AI has been built, e pull out the original order from the system and check the return reason. Then it call a backend function automatically. Instead of somebody calling another, e call it, because a lambda function will do that, and you will get the confirmation that you will be refunded of what you've gotten. This will happen within a minute, instead of you spending several hours. So I hope you can understand what it means to have an AI agent do something. Another very important thing that I would like you to take out of here is, I adapted this picture from one of the resources that I actually watched before this session. There is a Definitely there is a difference between agentic AI and generative AI. And if you have followed what I've been saying, you will have seen this obviously. Generative AI, like our ChatGPT, you put in your inputs and it brings out the content, such as text, images, if it could be music or video, and even it could generate code. So majorly what it's doing is generating responses based on what you have done. And example are ChatGPT and Gemini. But when we are talking about agentic AI that we are talking about, it goes beyond generation. One of the foundation of it is LLM, but due to some configurations, it include autonomy, decision making, and performance of tasks. In summary, agentic AI takes action. An example of this could be like a Salesforce, and what I've explained to you is one of the example of agentic AI. Maybe somebody bought something and they want to return it. They don't need to go through series of steps of manner. They just need to go to an agentic AI enabled app to do the process, and all will be sorted by different agents that we have in the system that has been configured. Now that we've been able to put a solid foundation to why, now let's talk about the key concepts of AI agents. Uh, Number one, there's a part of natural language processing or natural language understanding. Sometimes they call it natural language understanding. Is the capacity, and that's where the LLM comes into place. Is the capacity of the AI agents to understand what you've asked him to do. You know, so then these are actually very close to what you see under LLM, but it's in a different dimension. Another thing is the knowledge bases and embeddings. Sometimes you have to have knowledge base to give your AI agent context, and that's where the context management comes in. Like some processes that, yes, this is how you are going to do it. You can document it to assist your AI agent to perform very well. And in that situation, that's why if you remember in the first picture that I showed you, look at this first picture, when they were asking, do you ship product to Greece? And the support bot is saying this. If the people that designed this have added the reasonable knowledge base, the AI agents, the AI chatbot here will not have such situation. You just need to call another function to go and check and relate with the knowledge base and be able to give a good answer. And that's what we actually refer to as the RAG process. So like I was saying, we have the RAG process and we have the prompt engineering. This prompt engineering is also very essential. You know, if you want to really look at AI agents, just see it as a way that you just give commands to a particular agent that you created. And the way that you can say your command to the AI agent is the best way that it will be able to respond very well to whatever you are actually asking him to do. So the prompt engineering is also a very key part. And when we go to the console, you'll be able to see all these specific parts of how this is being done. I really hope we have been following as I'm trying to place the foundation one after the other. Now, as a solution architect or as an AI engineer, you know, architecture diagrams are very important. And with respect to this, I adapted two pictures. One is actually more of a kind of generalized, and one is more suited to what we have to as the AWS interface of AI agent. Look at on the left hand side is like a kind of generalized form. You have the AI agent at the center where the user input puts give an input to it. How does this AI agent interact? The AI agent is able to interact with different things in the environment. So the way I want you to picture it is that you have your AI agent and you've given him all the tools that you want it to do. Take for instance, when our moderator started, our moderator has even given all the lecture before I started because he gave a very great example about somebody that is being given a job. Take for instance, you are just given a job and you are just placed in the industry. Just you don't know anything, you're just placed there. Okay, you are the solution architect, you don't know about the industry, you don't know about the clients. You know how confused you will be compared to a situation whereby you've gone through a good onboarding. You have been given the necessary files, you have been introduced to the necessary people, you know the front end engineer, you know the back end engineer, you know the system manager, you have the resources. That means whenever you are placed at the middle of an action, you can easily know who to call to say, do this, I need this to achieve this, I need this to achieve this, I need this to achieve this. Similarly, as an AI agent, they need all these factors to be able to all these elements to be able to achieve. Now let's go to the right hand side, like more specifically to the AWS. You can see at the center, you will see that our agent is being created to Bedrock. You will see it's being interfaced with a Lambda function that is connected to the API gateway. The API gateway is the one exposing that our AI agent to the user. There most likely there will be a front end user interface. The front end user interface is connected through the API gateway through Lambda to the Bedrock agent. The Bedrock agent also has a connection to the our database through another Lambda, because whenever it's being queried, it also, this the ages of serverless, it just sends a signal, I need information from this, and the Lambda execute the function. We will see an example when we are going through the demo. And similarly, see the knowledge base. The knowledge base of all these things are already made available for us in the AWS console for us to be able to utilize them and just use drag and drop, and with little there. And actually there are some codes, but the codes that you need are what you can even get very easily or on through AI, or you just need to type, I need something to suit this, and it's just little. So we will just see that, and this is just about the architecture. So whenever you are thinking, this is the most simplest. Don't forget, we are looking at the most simplest so that everyone can understand. This can go into more complexity because you could have complex situation whereby there are a lot of agents interacting. What you'll be focusing here is just a single AI agent doing a task. Now imagine a very old AI agent scenario whereby you have different of dis, multiple of dis, there's something selling, there's someone taking different action that you can think of, and everything is just automated whereby one is triggering one through the Lambda and some other AWS services available. Alright, now I understand that this is one of the most interesting part that you are looking forward to, because there is no gain in story. How can we achieve this? There are several ways to achieve this. I will confidently tell you that you can achieve it either through the console, or you can achieve it either using a template through the CloudFormation. There could be other ways, but these are the two that I explain to you. When you are talking about something professional, if you are in a professional situation, it's advisable for you to use the cloud formation. Take for instance, for people that attended yesterday's session, you could see how our speakers took us through different process for the generative AI quiz, the stacks, how they use the person that is handling the front end, the person that was handling the back end. Similarly, if you want a more visual way, you can also do it with the console. And these are the major steps, like these are the major things that you should focus on, even though there will be some sub steps, but you need to create a foundation model using Bedrock. And what I mean by creating a foundation model, you will see it, is that by accessing the model that you need for your AI agent, because it has to be built on something. Then you have to add a knowledge base. Actually, the better one I will show you, necessary does not, we are not adding knowledge base, we just try to give instruction. But there is also the part of knowledge base to make the AI agent more robust. I just want to do something simple that will not confuse anyone. Similarly, you need to connect Lambda to the Bedrock. Lambda, and majorly, Lambda can be written in Python, in Java, and different languages, but majorly what I will focus on here is Python created Lambda. And for you to have a best output, you need to have a front end chat interface that people will use to communicate, and you could use some basic HTML, and there are different services like Communicate that you can use to interface your front end to your AI agent. I really hope you have been following and have not lost anyone, because I'm trying to take it one after the other. My moderator, can you confirm that you can still hear me and I'm still on page with you and everyone? Because I'm not seeing the whole other interface. Can you confirm
Yes,
we
we
are
are
still
together.
together?
If you can hear me, we are together. Thank you.
Oh, great, great, great. That's nice, because we are getting to the yeah. So can you see, like I told you, I had the opportunity to attend an AWS summit recently, and these are some pictures that I took that I just said let me share with you. The most important one that you should look at is the one at the top left. I'm sorry for the quality of the picture, but if you can see that picture clearly, you will notice that there is a supervisor agent. That supervisor agent, when you have agents, you can see, like you can have a supervisor in a business, or in what we can say maybe a company. You can have a supervisor agent that controls each other agents. From that, you have the scheduler agent, you have the caller agent, and you have the subscriber agent. All these kind of agents have their what they are doing. Take for instance, the scheduler agent in this use case manage the appointment. The subscriber agent in the middle send messages, is the one achieving. Can you see? This is like you saying that, oh, you want to have an appointment with a customer. You tell someone, oh, call this customer and say we want to have this appointment. You tell someone, send a message, and the crawler have access to internet to achieve all these tasks. And all these things, if you see how the instructions are being written, all of them give feedback to the supervisor agent to ensure that they are doing the right thing. The user just need to communicate to the supervisor agent in the way that, hey, supervisor agent, contact all other agents and perform the function of scheduling a business discussion with this customer with these details, and that's all. The customer will receive the email that they want to have an meeting with him. He will receive reminder, he will receive instruction on how to get to the venue, and what will be left for the users to do is just to be at the location of the venue to meet the consumer without doing any task, just by configuring AI agent. Similarly, there was a AI agent powered football stuff through camera that was also seen, which I shared some architecture. But majorly, the applications that you will see where this has been done is the chatbots for citizen service. When you talk citizen service, these are old people. The old people, you can have agents is one of the common. The healthcare, smart HR bot for internal knowledge access, and legal documents supervisor. I just brought out this example. There are wide use cases of what. In conclusion, AI agents are no longer future talk. They are actually the tools that we use today, except we are not aware of it. And with Amazon Bedrock, you don't need to train models from scratch. You just focus on the logic and experience. So let's start simple. The magic come from putting it in users' hands. So what I'm trying to say is that just try to build what you need simply. Now, well, I think the most, I don't know if you have been bored or if you have been following, but this is one of the most interesting one, whereby it's not going to be a very complicated, it's just to show you through. Personally, I'm not a front-end person, so I'll just show you the building blocks and what you need to know, going for what you need to configure in the AWS Lambda, what you need to configure in the AWS Bedrock, what you need to configure at the AWS Lambda, check how to ask a request for model, and we will just put a test case at the Lambda calling the AWS function and see how it outputs out what what is expected to be given at the front end. Normally, if it's in a real case scenario, we will have other if you have a standard company setup, we have teams trying to call one function from something. But since we don't have a real case scenario, we just set up the basic building blocks of it. And during this method process, we'll just look at how to use the Anthropic cloud, take test inputs and send inputs to Bedrock using the AWS Lambda backend, and display the AWS AI generated response on the front end. This is actually the simple use case to build if you have both the backend person and the front end person in place. And this, I just said, let me list the tools that majorly are involved. If you are thinking of what are the key things to build this thing, these are the tools. You need the AWS Bedrock for generating the text, being the foundation of the AI. You need the Lambda, You also need the AI API gateway to expose your Lambda as a REST API. Then I am, yes, because you need to give essential roles to the Lambda and the Bedrocks, the AI agents for them, and ensure, when we talk about AWS, we don't joke with security. Security is very essential. So you need to deal with our I am, and the HTML will be our front end. So, not to take much of our time, these are some resources that I feel you can look at, and that will be all. So now let me quickly go to my console, or except if you want to ask a question, maybe you can be sending your question while I log in to my console. All right. So just give me a moment and I will just share my screen soon. Okay, so now where I want to go to now is, okay, I'm still here. All right, so let me share. Okay, okay. Um, okay, let's come here. Um, please, Annie, can you confirm if you can see my AWS console now, where I have my AWS Bedrock being shown? Hello. Oh, are you still with me?
No, I'm with you, Mr. Abdullateef. I said your screen is very visible.
Okay, okay. So let me try to share again then. Let me just take it to something
No, no,
separate so
I
that
was
I'm
actually saying
sharing.
your screen is visible. You can just go ahead.
Oh, oh,
There's nothing wrong with it.
okay, 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 great. So, okay, so like I was saying, the first thing to do when you want to, access the model is to know what AI that you want to use. Prior to this time, I have requested access to some models that, like this cloud 3.7 sonnet. Can you see, normally it will show, look at this Nova Pro is showing available to request. See DeepSeek. So just to let you know that there are several services on the AWS, sorry, LLM rather, models, foundational models like we call them, for you to use, but you just need to request, and within minutes they will be made available, because if you don't request that, you won't be able to access that. So now look at the builders tool by my left hand side. Can you see under the builders tool, can you see, you can see agents, you can see flows, you can see knowledge bases, you can see prompt management. The most important thing, everything here is important for you, but for our simple AI agent that I want to build using Bedrock, we are going to use the agents. Can you see? So prior to now, I explained to you that I've created a return assistant agent. Like we are trying to see a way that we can use the agent to support, maybe you want to return product, and I named it a return assistant agent. I actually want to, not to take much of our time, I already did something, but I'll just simulate the whole process again. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. So you create agent and you give it a name, return assistant. As simple as that. I will just put return assistant so that I won't have. And this was the part where I was telling, okay, you could put a description. This agent is to help automate the process of returning goods by customers. So it's facilitated process. If you are building a kind of multi-agent collaboration whereby you have different agents, you can enable this. But for this one, we are just building a simple AI agent to do the return assistant. And when you click create, now with few minutes it will just create. Now when you create, what do you need to do? You have the name of the agent, see the description. You need to create a user role. In me, I have created an existing user role. So you can use two options. Either you create and use a new service role, or you use an existing role. This was the role that I created for the user. And what do we really need? Let me see. If let me just go to the role so that we can see what there's a way to just wait. When I create it, I will show you what are the basic access that you need to give. For this tutorial, I actually gave the Bedrock agent role the full access to the Bedrock and Lambda services. But please note that this is just for just demo. In real life production, we don't do that. But just to make things simple, you need to give it the specific service role that it needs. It needs to invoke Bedrock, and it needs to be able to send something to Lambda. So anything relating to that, invoking of Lambda, invoking of Bedrock, that's what you need to send to it. But just to make things easier, I gave it that. Now, can you see select model? Select model. The first thing that we did was to request for access to some model. Can you see that the model here are not showing, but the one that I've requested for cloud, and this earlier before now, and it just took me just few minutes for it to be approved. They sent me a mail. So it's a very simple process. So you can pick cloud and just move. Now this instruction is how you describe the prompt engineering part. When you want to write this, you need to write it as well detailed as possible in simple English. You are an AI agent assistant dedicated to help customers. Can you see just simple sentences? You are building AI agents with simple sentences. Can you see how simple it is? To return their product, return their return return their product. You will now put some instruction depending on how I want to build. So the way I want to build is that whenever the customer wants to return the product, I want them to give me the order ID and the reason why they are returning it. So it's just that you will receive you will you will receive the order ID of the product, and the reason why it is being returned. You are expected to confirm if such order ID is valid, and after confirmation request the process of refunding the customer. So this is like the instruction for the agent. This will guide the agents to this can be optimized. There are better ways to write, but you have to make it as detailed as possible in simple English. After that, you need to check, okay, we will just leave this as default, but as time goes on, when you want to build complex stuff, you might need to check all these additional settings. What's the next thing? We need to create an action group. What's the purpose of an action group? I told you that there will be a Lambda function that will do the backend process. Inside the instruction, we've said that, oh, please confirm the ID, and when you confirm it, start the refunding process and tell them that their ID has been reformed, and they will send their money back to them, or they can change whatever you want to build. So what initiate that actions that the AI agent will process is the action group. So you have to create an action group. Like let's just say return, like what I've created earlier was the return process group, and you will put uh, a kind of description. Oh, this action group, this you can create as many action as possible depending on what. Like take for instance, this action group will confirm if the order ID is valid. This, there could be an action group that will say that will initiate the refunding process, whereby transferring back the money of the customer to the account that was used to pay. So I can remember recently I paid for something and I overpaid using my ATM, just to share experience. When they discovered that I have overpaid due to some changes in the contract, I just saw the notification of the refund, the amount to be refunded in my bank app, not doing anything. Just to let you know how people are using AI agents without any stress. So in the process, what they use is just something as similar as this. So now you have different ways to create a lambda function. I have created a lambda function which I will show you later. So the way that I will just select, see, process return lambda. Can you see? And now, we want to do the order ID. You need to create a kind of table for the action group function. You just say process return. And the most important part is to add the parameters. This is for your agent to be able to search for the keyword. And one only parameter that we'll just add here is just the order ID. We can also add, we can describe this is the order, this is the order number of the products. Then you can say it's going to be in string, and you can say it is compulsory. It's going to be okay string, and I can choose that it is required. That's good. Then we are seeing that the customer will give reason. So another thing is reason. We want it to collect the reason. And this not that the customer needs to see that the reason is mere the AI model saying that the customer is saying, oh, I'm returning this product with order ID because it is bad. It's already pick out the reason, because the large language model already know that whenever you put because, it's something about reason, and it will pick it up, and you just need to create your action group. Now we've created our action group. There is an error. What's the error saying? That, oh, it's telling me that I didn't put a there's a place. Okay, I didn't put the name here. That's why the error is here. So you need to fill everything, because these are the what your agent will be using to what again? What am I not filling? Let me just quickly check. Okay, okay, I have failed this. I have failed this. So did I pick? Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So what again? Oh, required is false. It's telling me that there is something that I put as required. It's expected for everything to be true. Okay, what again? One validation map must register. Okay, it's telling me that the name of one of the members at the function. So one of the key things that you need to know is how to also interpret error. Can you see how I'm seeing error and how I'm able to is complaining about this because it sees a space here. I'll just put a semicolon. I hope with this we won't have any issue again. All right, so now can you see that there is no error? And after you've done that, the next thing that you need to do is to save. After saving, it's expected for you to prepare. Now now there's agent fail to prepare, agent instruction cannot be known. Oh, the agent instruction was while I was trying to change. So let's just save time. This, okay, let me type something so that people will see that this thing built. I'll just type something random so that just to show that we follow the right process. And I just want to just want to type something and just leave here, but I'll just show you through the one that I've built earlier, and so that we'll see that everything is good. We save. Good. Can you see that everything is fine? It's as simple as that. Now, a very important thing, mentioned to you that I will show you the let's now go back here. Let's go back to the agent. I want to show you the IAM access rules that is very important for your agent to have. Now let me go to the one that I created earlier, so that I will give you a very detailed um, information, accurate one. So now, can you see this? Let me see, which one did I just created? Okay, this is the one that I just created. Let's look at the return assistance agent. Now, this is the one that I've created. Let me try to check, put you through to see that it's the same process. Can you see the agent's name? I pick the execution role, see the model that I pick, see the instruction that I wrote. You are a support assistant that helps customer initiate product returns. Collect the order ID and the reason for return. If valid, use an action group to process the return. Simple as that. And look at my action group. I created the action group that is handling requests. I defined the function with details. I selected the Lambda function, and I put the values or the reason and the order ID. Can you see that is as straightforward as what I've done earlier? Now, let me now show you um the Lambda for the role. Yeah, I want to show you the role. I want you to see what are the required access, that we added to the role. So that's very essential. Now, see, under permission, can you see that it has taken us to the role? So this is the Bedrock Agent Executor role. Can you see? This was the Amazon Bedrock access and the AWS Lambda access. If you don't give them this access, it will be having issue. But the most important thing that you need to give it when you are talking of policy, if you want to be specific, you just need to give it the Lambda invoke function access and the Lambda itself. This is the, when we talk about the least privilege, this is what we call least privilege. I just giving it what it needs, and that's it. But if you are giving it, it's because of it's a demo, it's not actually right for you to just give Lambda full access and the function and the Bedrock full access function. Now let's go to the Lambda. Now I want to show us I want to show us the Lambda function, where we will look at how this Lambda function is something that you don't need to. Can you see the process return Lambda that is being called? This process return Lambda, can you see? Let me show you the code. It's a very simple one. It's something that there is a draft already. You don't need to start needing to write. The only thing that you need to change is the part of this body. Can you see the response and the body? Let me try to bring it as wide as possible. Let me minimize all these ones. Okay. Okay. All right. So if you look at this Lambda function, it's it can be generated by the AI agent by itself. You just need to confirm that everything is fine. Can you see at this point it's getting the order ID, it processes the order, and at the end of the day, what it gives to the user is your return for order ID has been initiated due to the reason. So it extracts the reason and give you a feedback, but he has already initiated this. So when I was building this, I just used a kind of return method to show that he has processed the refund. But based on what has been done, it was the AI agent that automatically handled this, and it doesn't involve any human. So these are just some exception key error in case if any of the user in case if the user miss any required field, the AI agent is able to report it. Now I'll just show you a little bit of test case scenario to just to show you that the back end is fine. So from the lambda function that has been connected, if the AI agent is being sent this is triggering this lambda function, and is sent this kind of the if you remember the return processor group, the function, these are the what is taking the action, and the other ID and the reason. When it's being tested, you will see that the event function succeeded, showing that whenever our AI agent call this lambda, it will have a success response, and the success response will give this expected output. Now if you now have a front end person, the front end person just need to connect the necessary API to take out all this information and be able to give it back to the user. So briefly, what you'll be able to do, I will be able to show you how to create the AI agent from our AWS Bedrock, how to bring out the foundational model, and show you the necessary roles for your IAM to be able to access, and also we looked at the lambda function. Actually, this would have been more interesting. There was already a built-in front end and we try it, but with the response of our lambda, it can be sure that whenever our AI agent calls for our model, it will be it will give a response and there will be an interaction. Now, I told you there is the console wave, and I also told you that uh, there's also the cloud formation. There was a cloud formation script. This will be like for advanced people, just to let you know how this thing is being run. I will just share with you my VS Code to see how this can be automatically done through the cloud formation. And for this, I will just go to my Windows and go to this and just show you. And with what I'm showing you here, it's actually a 5 cloud script which I adapted from one of this can be easily seen from any tutorial. So but it's just for you to understand how it's being done. This first script is the script that is showing us what needs to be done. If you look at this script, this is the lambda script. Can you see? It's telling us the ID of bedrock agent to interact with. Can you remember the model? So when you create this kind of script, you also tell him the kind of lambda version, the compatible runtime, the type of role. Can you see all what we did on the console is being done with scripts, and all these scripts are just being run by our cloud formation, and it creates everything. Can you see that the bedrock font time will show this is the lambda function? Can you see the try, the status code, the needed header for the API gateway, if there is error? Can you see all what we did physically on the console? Can you see how it is being done with cloud formation? So I just wanted to show you, and there could be different ways for the knowledge base and AI agent. Can you see how it's being given the instructions? There are some knowledge bases that have already been stored in the S3. Just look at how the statement, for people that are familiar, I know this is a kind of pro developer concept, but for people that are familiar with cloud formation template, this is how everything is written. And if you are successfully able to write all these things, can you see you are an HR bot tasked with matching candidates to suitable roles based on their skill set, experience and qualification. Can you see how the instruction was given to the AI agent? You remember how we did it on the console, how I was typing? Just see how it's simply typed. So at the beginning, it's expected that you get more familiar with the console, but as you go further, it is expected that you get familiar with learning with cloud formation stars. So my fellow audience, it is at this period that I would like to stop. I think I have spent more than the time that has been assigned to me, and I can only wish that you have been able to gain one or two things from what I've done, from my little knowledge. I am a learner as you too, but I have just taken this opportunity to share the little that I also have. Hopefully, it will be something that you'll be able to build on and be able to do great things. Let me tell you just a kind of way. During the AWS Paris Summit, when I had the opportunity to listen to the AWS VP technology, I've forgotten something like Mylan, is Mylan something. I forgot her name, full name. She really talks so much about AWS Bedrock, and if you for people that are in the Gen AI space, you'll have seen that AWS Bedrock has a lot of features, and you just need to use it the way you need to do. Things have really revolutionized, and things are being done differently nowadays. So I want to implore you, all the listeners, to try to look at this particular part of the AWS services and try to use it in your day-to-day activities, in your organization. These are ways you can set yourself differently. I thank you. I thank the AWS Cloud Security Group West Africa for giving me this opportunity to share little from my little knowledge, and I will be willing and ready to answer questions, clarification that you have from my presentation. Thank you so much. Over to you, Angela.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Abdul. That was an amazing session. And for fact, I didn't even know it was that simple. In as much as it's still a bit blurry, but I was able to catch up with all those, all the intricacies of using AWS Bedrock. And you know that this session is quite important to me. If you're going to be joining us on the 17th of May, 2025, you're going to see why I was very interested all through the demo process and all the explanations. Thank you very, very much, Mr. Abdullateef, for that wonderful session. And now to our audience. I'd love to see your questions on the chat. If you have any question for Mr. Abdul, you have anything that you were not clear on, you can just use the next 5 minutes to. Okay, we have a question from Happiness. So in essence, agentic AI takes full charge of the task and acts on predefined commands, while generative AI relies on the commands provided by the user to simply generate. Am I still on the line? Yeah, you might want to just clarify that a bit. In as much as I can actually say that. But Mr. Abdul, over to you. Just help her understand a bit, and other people just drop your comments or your questions on the chat, and we'll take it up.
All right,
You're muted.
great, yeah, great one, Happiness. This is just like you've summarized all what I've said since. Generative AI is like in the slide that I showed, is just to bring responses because it has the LLM foundational models, just to bring responses. It doesn't have what separates generative AI from agentic AI is that agentic AI will be able to use the LLM to process what the user has said and be able to take action. That action acts on predefined command. That's the most important thing. You are able to automate the process. So that's you are on the line. You are very perfect. You are very accurate. Thanks for giving that insight. That really shows you're able to follow, and I'm glad.
Sorry, Mr. Happiness. Sorry that we gave you a her when you were a him. Sorry, we've taken note of that correction. Thank you. IJ Cloud, the session is being recorded on YouTube. You can always take your time to go over the session and practice whenever you have the time. So, Mr. Abdul, there's a question. What's the cost to run the agent you developed for 1 month? The cost
Oh,
implications for running it.
okay. Thanks so much for this question. My bad. This is a very important thing that I should have included in my slide. So when you are talking about the cost, one thing whenever you talk about, I can't say depending on the use case, but a way for you to have a simulated idea is to look at the tools that you are using. You know, different agents, we are talking about AI agents. You are depending on what function. Take for instance the AI agent that I built, that I discussed about, the returning agent, product agent. What the key things that it plays for is, number one, the lambda. When you are using lambda, you pay for when it's being triggered to do something. So whatever the quotation is, and the amount of how many times it's being expected to trigger in a month, that's what you pay for. Then number two, the API gateway function. Depending on the modeling price, depending on the number of calls too, that one too will have its own cost. And the usage of the bedrock tool, there is a particular standard usage. I can remember I was making a kind of findings for the usage of bedrock for a particular project I was involved with, but I can't recollect. But there are some standard usage whenever you request the LLM being used to use. But when you look at all these costs, really, they are actually what is just little, because you are just paying for what you are using. If you compare it with having to have the necessary infrastructure to be able to use this thing, it's actually way beyond it. So honestly, the cost, I can't tell you the specific amount, but the cost is something quite reasonable and is very cost effective for you to use. So depending on the model that you are using for your, can you see that there are different models? So you need to just look at what is the specific cost usage of each services involved in the agentic AI that you used, and you can use the AWS cost estimator to know an expected amount easily. It's a very simple process, trust me. If you are confused, there are a lot of documentation for to clarify what you need to do. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you, Mr. Abdullateef, for that. And Mr. John T, just like what he said towards the end of his answer, AWS pricing calculator will do that for you. It gives you, I think there is an option for you to even input the kind of model that you'd want to use. So you'd see what it would cost you to run it for an hour, 1 day, 1 month, and for as long as you want to use
Mm-hmm.
the service. So I think, and then sometimes just look for online documentations about people who have used it before to
Mm-hmm.
see how much it costs them. So you can be able to make more informed financial decisions about
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah, thank you very much. If you have any other question, you can simply drop on the chat while we are waiting to round up the session. Thank you once again, Mr.
Thank you.
Abdulatif. You did justice to the
Thank you for
session.
having
Thank
me.
you very, very much. I appreciate. So, um, okay. Before we end the session, it's going to end in a very, very short while. We'll have a little game time. Yeah, we have to play a little, and we're not just playing because we are kids. We are playing to ensure that everything that we have talked about, that has been taught us in this session, that we actually did understand them. And it's not just like the regular Q&A. It's going to be something that has to do with you're having fun while you are also learning. So that's what we're going to be doing right now. And you can look at the screen. How would they join? Okay, you can join the slide you can use the QR code, or you can go to the site ahaslides.com to be able to join. And we are waiting for our players at the other side. So kindly just join the session, the game session. Okay, we are waiting for our players. Please join, 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 join. There are prizes to be won. Okay, there are prizes to be won. $50 AWS credits. That's a whole lot. Me sef, I dey owe AWS like this. I don't know if I fit join. Please join so that you can be able to go away with a whooping sum of $50 AWS credits. Please can moderator join? I would love to join. Yeah, please join so that we can be able to make the game more fun. The more the people, the tougher it gets, that the merrier. So we're waiting at the other end. Okay, we have 3 players, 4 players. Um, okay, we have 5 players now. Superstar. Oh wow. Can they start? Game producer. Okay, I can't wait to see the person who is going to go away with this money. Um, okay, 7 players. Oladipo for 8 players. Wow, the more the merrier. The more the tougher and the merrier, yeah. So 7 players, 8 players. Oh, fish. Good luck. Good luck, good luck to you, John. Well done. Oh, well done. Lade. Oladipupo. Okoruwa. Yeah, I can see you guys. We are starting in 30 seconds. That is in less than 1 minute. Okay. 8 players. 9 players. Ready? 20 seconds. Okay. More people joining. Who is going away with this money? 10 players. Okay. 10 seconds. Okay. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it away. Start. Okay. Ready? What best defines agentic AI? Okay. Answer: a model that only generates text, a simple REST API endpoint, a system that plans and acts autonomously to achieve goals, a supervised learning. Time is up. Okay. Show answers. Wow. Okay. Oh, wow. 9 persons got the answer correctly. A system that plans and acts autonomously to achieve goals, and 1 person says it's a model that only generates text. Wow, that's for ChatGPT and generative AIs. Okay, let's see those that answered. Okay, Mr. John Idowu got 89 points. O got 86. Lade 81. Fish 74. Okay, next question. Yeah. Okay. Um, what kind of service is Amazon Bedrock? Container orchestration service, code repository service. Simple answers. Serverless generative AI service. I can't see the last question. I think my screen is covering the last question. Okay, sure answer. Wow, not 11 players. Everybody got it right. Yeah, I'm sure nobody's supposed to feel that. Yeah. Okay. Next one. All right. So next question. Hmm. Legal document summarization. All are common real-world use cases for agentic AI except legal document summarization, healthcare pattern triage, smart HR bots for internal knowledge access, customer manual customer support. Oh, if you fail this one, you deserve a whip. Trust me, you deserve a whip. Okay. Sorry, some people failed it. Okay, two persons answered healthcare patent triage. Wow, that's not the answer. Legal document summarization. Wow, what happened to manual? Okay, John Idowu has the longest streak. You talked about cost. Now you're about to see money to use that. Go build your own agentic AI, and that's awesome. Um, Question 4. AWS service processes user input and calls bedrock in the demo architecture. We would know. Those that we are following now, where we will catch you with this. Okay. One of the questions, Lambda EC2 SQS. Can't see the last question. Please don't fail this. If you can fail others, but don't fail this. Time is up. Show answer. Yeah, nice. Nice rock. Nice. I love what I'm seeing. Wow, John is on the highest. Okay, you must be proud of yourself. Okay, the last question. Which challenge is most relevant when building? Challenge is the most relevant. Lack of API interfaces, ensure safe and reliable alignment and prevent unintended action. Inability to process any input text, no available model. Beg me for a tip. I know the answer. Beg me, beg me, beg me, beg me. Mm, ensure safe and reliable goal alignment and prevent unintended action. Wow, I didn't get that. I chose number 5 in my head. Okay, but the question is a bit tricky. Yeah. Okay. Let's see who is on the highest. Wow. Oh, got 429 points. Please, who is O? I was thinking he was going to go for John. Wow, congratulations. Please, who is O? Identify yourself. Oh, okay. Oh, please check. Okay, please, can you send us your details, your email, and your AWS registered email so we can be able to credit you? And thank you for running ahead of others to win the race. Thank you very, 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 very much. Thanks. Thanks. Okay. Oh, for Ore. No, no, no. Mr. Izu. Oh, it's not for Ore. I know Ore. Ore is fish, not him. So, oh is not for Ore. Anywhere you see fish, just know that it's Ore. Fish with the I in the fish is one, not I. So, I don't know. Oh, please, can you send us your email so we can be able to credit to your $50? Me too. Mr. Happiness. I also thought Mr. Um, okay. I think it's Mr. John. Okay, Mr. John, please can you send us um your email, your details so we can be able to put it. I think it's Mr. John that one. There is a kind of mix up, so actually it was Mr. John, not O. So Mr. John Ido, can you send us your details so we can be able to credit you if you are anyway, it's not even something you can sell. I was going to say you could sell it if you don't need it, but go build and thrive in AWS. Is it AW or the AW? Sorry, I'm evil. Okay, so this Mr. Johnny Dowu, we are waiting. You can drop your email on the chat, or you can. I don't know how else you can send it. If you have the user group, you can go to the user group on LinkedIn and share it with us there, or you can drop it on the chat if you're still here. And also send a screenshot that it was actually you, so that we can be able to verify that you are John Ido. So send a screenshot on to the email on the screen, awsclassicafrica@gmail.com. You can also just take a screenshot in case, so you don't forget. So send a screenshot of your participation and then your email address to the email that is moving on the screen. So without much further ado, we are rounding up, and I want to thank you all for joining today's session. I'm so happy to be moderating today's session, and I'm so happy that I joined too. Even as a moderator, I was at back of the stage and jotting down one or two. I learned a whole lot from Mr. Abdullateef in this session. And then this session was made possible, or it's possible because you guys are here. You could have been doing something else with your time, but you you actually came here to be part of what we are doing and support us, and we keep growing with your participation and your support. We keep growing and we keep waxing stronger to bring you, the hottest and the most important study series all the time. Thank you very, very much. And then we'll be having our next session, our next I think 5/14 session on in 2 weeks time. Okay. So I think it's building a secure document chatbot using self-hosted I don't know. Sorry, and RAG technology. I don't know how to pronounce it on EC2. So you have to stay tuned on the community page for details. Follow us on LinkedIn. If you have Twitter, you follow us on Twitter. Follow us on TikTok. We're on Instagram too. So just follow us. You always stay ahead and keep abreast of our announcements. And we'll see you in 2 weeks' time on the 4th of May. We're going to see you, and stay tuned for more. And the registration link will also be there when we make the announcement. So thank you for joining once again. We are ending the session now. See you guys. Catch you later. Bye.